Hey, ladies.
More money, no problem, no problem. I'm gonna get a bunny rabbit.
Hi, ladies. Hello, ladies. Sorry, it's so nice to see your beautiful face.
Charlie finally got me.
Yeah.
Oh, ladies, I'm having a new addition coming to the family. I'm getting a bunny rabbit.
She's seen it most often. She turned hers on. Hi, ladies.
Hello. Oh, that's lovely.
What are you going to call it, Charles?
I'm going to call him Prince.
Sorry?
I'm going to call him Prince.
Oh, please, I love that.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going to go get him tonight in Southend.
Really? My daughter won a bunny.
Southend.
Wait, Westcliff-on-Sea, about 50-minute drive, not too bad.
Oh.
She's going to get a rabbit.
I'm so excited.
Natalie,
Everyone.
I need to say something to Natalie. That rap, girl. Oh my goodness. That was amazing. I love it.
Thank you. I have blamed Charlie for making me share that today, but I'm so grateful that she made me.
Take that. I will take that. I've been trying to make you post them for so long. I'm so glad you finally did.
Our royal correspondent, Rhiannon Mills, says that.
How is everyone? Hey, Silvana.
Hey.
You're gonna have to do Charlie. Around when this whole thing runs its course.
How are you, Zoe? Are you good?
Busy at work. So busy.
We're removing that word from our lives.
It's good though. It's good. So, I've started Lent, so I've given up sugar and salt, and you know how much I love salt. So day one of my sugar salt cleanse.
Oh.
Well done. Oh
Well
my
done, girl.
I mean, I scoffed my whole entire life of pancakes and 10 tons of sugar last night, so I should be fixed for the next 40 days at the very least.
Oh, I haven't actually had pancakes yet. Ellie's coming over, my sister, on Friday, and she's going to make me pancakes. So I was like, yeah.
That'd be nice.
No, I can't wait to see it. We'll give it another minute and then we will crack on. Oh my God, it's so amazing seeing some new faces on here as well. Hey, Nicole, nice to see you. Thank you for being with us. Beautiful.
I'm walking, that's
I'm so excited. Can't stop thinking about the bunny rabbit.
I know, I bet. I'd be
Need to
super
let go.
excited.
Let go of the attachment. I'm going to go get it tonight. Our focus is letting go. All about letting go. So, yeah, we hope that we can add some value to your Wednesday. Guess we might as well crack on. If any of the ladies join us, that's fine. We'll admit them later. So, hey, beautiful, beautiful women. We are so blessed and grateful to have you with us on this Wake Up Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here and really just showing up and spending some time with us. We always say that Wednesday is usually the hump day of the week, but we hopefully can change that for you. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Charlie Grech. I am 27 years young, as we like to say, and I'm based in Essex in Chigwell in the UK. So I'm a house DJ and I am one of the humble leaders of the Women's Empowerment PutUFirst group, which started a week before the world went into lockdown. And honestly, I mean, these women have been my saving grace. I don't know what I would have done without them. Yes, I am one of the main founders, but we are all equal within our empowerment movement. We have so many inspirational women within that group who have just gone through hurdles upon hurdles, and their stories and transformations have just given us so much strength and courage to carry on during hard times. And that's why our main focus today is letting go. So I have had many challenges within my life. Yes, I may look like a very positive person now, but I was not always that way. I had a lot of narcissism in my life. My mum was very heavily addicted to drugs, and I grew up in a very toxic environment. So it really molded me as an adult, and I didn't really have much guidance to really know any better at that time, and I became a very, very negative person. And luckily that all changed. I am a very spiritual person. My faith is very, very strong. Not really religious, but more spiritual, and I believe that there is a higher power. We all have a purpose on this earth. We are women first and foremost. We are the portals of life into this world, and that is a gift in itself. So I think we truly deserve to love ourselves regardless what we've been through, and let go of all the trauma. So we're not going to focus too much today on the stories, because really what matters is that we have survived, and we are here, and we are thriving, and we're going to keep looking forward, and we're going to come together, and we're going to make our lives a lot better by just doing things in different ways. So it's not just me who co-hosts this Wake Up Wednesday. I have my beautiful soul sister. Please, as well, if you haven't seen it already, go and check out her rap today on Instagram. I'm
my
so
biggest
proud.
fan.
Honestly.
I love you, honestly. Without you pushing me to believe in myself, I don't think I would take many of the steps that I have. And I'm so incredibly grateful. And not just you, Charlie, but all the rest of the women that we have in our PutUFirst community. They are so inspiring. And our friend Faye actually put a video up the other day, and she said, all of my friends in my circle inspire me. If the people in your circle do not inspire you, then you're in a cage. And those words really resonated with me, because I'm just so incredibly grateful that I'm on my own soul discovery journey, but I've got sisters who are standing united beside me, who are on their own journey. They're going towards their own goals, but we're doing it together, and we're taking those steps and really just supporting each other in whatever way we can. And like Charlie said, we're not going to focus too much on the things that we've been through, because this really is about letting go. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Natalie, and I am 29 years young, and I live just down the road, thank God, from my soul sister, Charlie. I'm so grateful that she's so close to me. But I've always lived with my nan and granddad. My mum was very young when she had me. I was very lucky to be taken in by my nan and granddad, but my nan was an alcoholic. So for a lot of my childhood, I grew up in quite a negative environment. And then through secondary school, it was a lot of me dealing and coping with the way that I felt, anxiety-wise, and I also had eating disorders. Then I ended up in a toxic relationship for 10 years. But it's incredible now when I look back at the person that I was to the person who is sitting here today. Honestly, ladies, if anyone can do it, if I can, I mean, anyone seriously can, because it's crazy. Even in that rap, the lyrics that I wrote are so incredibly heartfelt. That came so from deep within my soul, because every single word I meant. Like, if I look back at the person that I was a couple of years ago, I could barely get through the day without having a panic attack. So I feel like now the things that we've learned within our community, letting go being one of the main things as well, it's really helped mold me into the person that I am today. And so I'm just grateful that we get to share these evenings and these talks and things with you guys. So thank you for being here.
So as we have mentioned, we are part of an incredible women's empowerment movement, and one of our most, I mean, she's more than just a mentor. She's an angel, Heidi Allen. For those of you that don't know her, she came into our lives. Well, she came into my life a couple of years ago. She came into Natalie's life a year ago, and she has just been such a gift and a blessing to us. And she is one of the most inspirational, skilled women I have ever known. The true meaning of a boss. And she was actually in TV production for 10 years. She ran the Marilyn Dennis show, which was one of the #1 daytime TV shows in Canada for 10 years. And because she was in TV production, she has created an incredible video for all of the women of PutUFirst, which I'd love to share with you all. So I'm just going to share my screen. Please let me know that you can see it.
Yeah.
I put me first to put you first.
I put me first to put you first.
So yes, I'm still putting me first to put you first. So I'm learning that I have to put me first to put you first.
There's nothing better than seeing all these beautiful faces jumping on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. We call ourselves Put You First. That is what our community is. That is what our movement is.
Seeing everyone's growth and witnessing their own aha moments. It's like magic happening right in front of your eyes, and that's very special.
You are here today because this community is meant for you. And all you have to do is just say yes.
I'm just actually flabbergasted of how many women are on here.
And when you have that group support and you are not by yourself, things start changing in your life.
That's what we're creating with this community. We're creating a support system, physically, mentally, financially, to be able to live in a vibration of abundance and embrace our most authentic self and share our happiness together.
It's something incredible, and our health is so important, especially at a time like this.
And I'm learning more about myself every day. I'm learning more about all women in the community as well, because it is just safe space.
Gift, because this is what it is, ladies. It is a gift that we have got to give to women all over the world, because without this gift I wouldn't be the lady that I am speaking on this call today.
But it's now my time to think about me, and
oh God. Put You First has now not just become this incredible community, but we even have what's called a 7-day challenge that we do together.
Put You First 7-day challenge. Holy Moses.
This challenge made me aware of why I was doing that or why I needed to do it more. And it also forces you into small, daily, simple habits that can just start you back on the right track. So there's so many things in this challenge that you ladies gonna learn that it's amazing, because it's make you be the woman that you always wanted to be.
Joined a lot of self-care challenges and groups and stuff, and they're a lot of fluff. This is not fluff. This is fluff free.
Mental shift that I have received, knowing now about the excuses that I use, the way that I self-sabotage myself, the perception that I had on my own reality and the experiences that I was going through. Now knowing that has helped me become the person that I am today, and it's all because I said yes.
There are amazing women that I've met, that I laughed with, cried with. Anytime we're on the call, we're just like, I actually want to even cry because it's done so much for me.
Maybe you are someone that's not putting yourself first. You are someone that needs to surround yourself with more women like this.
I said yes. I said yes to this opportunity because I believe it has the power to change lives.
Because all you have to do, everyone, is just say yes.
I'm sending you so much love. It always gets me emotional. I love the way Becca goes, opportunity. I love it. Ladies, that is us. That is Put You First. We are real women just coming together, supporting one another and just helping each other really learn the importance of putting ourselves first. And for those of you that have been with us week in, week out on this Wake Up Wednesdays, we started off with really focusing on perception, the way that we look at things. And the reason why I feel like letting go is such an important thing at the moment to also focus on is because myself, I found it very hard to let go. I used to take things very personally. I had no self-worth, no self-esteem, and it was really stopping me from showing up as the authentic person in my life. And gratefully, after going through the Put You First challenge the second time, I really, really lent into forgiveness. And not forgiving other people for treating me wrong, but for forgiving me for allowing it to happen. forgiving myself for really not knowing any better at that time. And I think many of us go through that. Many of us beat ourselves up because we didn't make the right decision, or we made a mistake, or we allowed something to happen more than we should, or exactly like Natalie said, you was in a very abusive relationship for 10 years. I'm sure many women on this call can relate to that. Domestic violence is common within our community. It shouldn't be. We should be able to talk about this. We should be able to get out of these situations, but sometimes we feel like we can't, and we don't know how, and we feel like it's normalized because that's all we see around us. But it's not. And learning your self-worth and being able to let go and know that you deserve better opens you up to so much more abundance in your life. And believe me when I tell you, I know this can be scary, but it's just so important to know that you have the power to create the life that you really desire. And if you feel like anything in your life is pointing you in another direction, may that be a boyfriend, may that be a job, may that be a decision that you feel like you're stuck right now, you are never stuck. And this is such a great opportunity for you to really focus your energy on what's not working and what you can do to change it. Now, I know we've got so many powerful women on the call today, and I'm just so blessed and grateful that you're here with us, because we've all been through a lot together as well. I've got some good friends on here, and also Maria, I mean, you're going through a very challenging time in your life, but when you change your perception, and you've got people around you, men and women, who support you and believe in you, sometimes it helps you to get out of your own way and believe in yourself. So the main focus, as we all say, is letting go. And there's many different ways that we can do that. So we're going to share a couple of tips and stuff, but I want to lead it on to Natalie as well, because as I said, she's my co-host. And you really let go today. You really let go today. You leant in and you had the courage to show up.
I think that was probably one of the hardest things for me to do. And ladies, it's crazy because even that I've posted that now, my ego is still screaming in the back of my head, telling me that people are going to be talking about you behind your back. They're going to be sharing it in their group chats. And it's just about really releasing all of that negative energy that no longer serves us. And as Charlie said, I was in a very abusive relationship. Thankfully, it didn't get physical until the very end, and that was my cue to leave. But for a very long time, my self-worth, my self-esteem, I allowed my external reality to become my internal. And it's taken me all this time. I've been single for nearly 4 years now, and it's taken me all this time to really build up who I am. And I don't put all the blame on him. I really don't, because the reason why I feel like I looked for maybe that comfort or that part of him was because of the experiences that I'd had throughout my life as well before him. And everything just, it molds you into the person that you are, right? And I feel like when Charlie said in the first challenge, PutUFirst challenge, we do a part on forgiveness. And my part on forgiveness was to him, but also to myself. And that was my first real experience of letting go and genuinely feeling that release. Because I feel like so many of us are like, oh yeah, that don't bother me anymore. That no longer serves me. But realistically, we are still holding on to it on some level, even if it is subconsciously. So there are so many things that we can do to really help us release. And one of those things is actually something that I include in my full moon ceremony. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a moon goddess. I worship the moon, and I really like to share that within my community, because it's not so much about faith or anything like that. I really find that a full moon ceremony, any sort of moon ceremony, if I'm honest, is really about keeping yourself accountable. And it's about sitting with yourself and really looking at your life. And a full moon ceremony includes not just letting go of what you want, but bringing in the things that you want as well. And so I actually have a tool that I would love to share with you ladies. So this is a release list, and this is something that I do every single full moon. So I will write the things that I want to release, and I'll burn one of them one by one into a candle flame. Now, that is so powerful, and it might not seem like anything, but when you watch them words go up in flames, it just does something inside you that really makes you believe that it has been released. And when you're actually doing an act like that with an intention that you want to let those feelings, those thoughts, those memories, whatever it is, go, then you're honoring yourself by doing that. And that's an incredible thing. So this is just a guide. And if you do want to have a little look into it, please reach out. I'll send it to Charlie. She can forward it on. But there are so many other ways that you can release. So Charlie, I'm going to pass it back over to you, because I know that you do a hell of a lot of releasing, and you've been doing so for a while now.
Yeah, so my spiritual journey started when I was about 19. Actually happened due to a breakup. I walked in on my ex-boyfriend sleeping with another girl. Now, we all think that things like that only happen in movies. No, it happened in real life. But you know what? It was actually the best thing that ever happened to me, because it pushed me to go out there. And I did my first season in Ibiza. Most people go to university. I went to Ibiza. I'd done 3 seasons abroad, and it really opened up my mind, and it gave me courage. But I realized that I was running away from a lot of my problems. And my spirituality, learning consciousness, understanding the levels of consciousness has really helped me evolve as a human being on this earth and to be a better person in my life. Now, there's something that I want to share with you all. I'm sure that many of you have probably seen this before. But can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are the different levels of consciousness. Now, many of us want to go from shame to enlightenment, but that's just not the way that it works.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah. But it is about taking steps forward. And the only way that you can do that is by letting go. Now, as Natalie said, there's many, many different ways of letting go. You really do not need to overcomplicate this, ladies. Just setting the intention to let go of something and making the decision on a daily basis will transform your life. Mm-hmm. And I always have the 3-day theory. I always say, if you get past the 3rd day, the 3rd day is always the hardest. And we're actually doing a 5 a.m. club at the moment. For those of you that think I'm absolutely ridiculous, that's fine. You don't have to join. But if you want to, we do have an Instagram group, and it is growing. And I'm so grateful that people are just willing to make the decision. We actually had an incredible woman today show up, and she had a lot of resistance because she didn't get up at 5 a.m. And she started judging herself. And she started shaming herself, which that's not why the group was created. The group was created for support, and it was created to help. Now, we all reassured her there is no judgment. It's full acceptance. Please do not have any expectation of yourself. The fact that you are even intending to wake up at 5 in the morning, that is powerful. If you fell off today, get back on tomorrow. We're here for you. And I think this is such a great way of looking at things, because when you understand the levels of consciousness and how you can take them steps forward, if you're feeling shame or guilt for a certain situation that maybe you've been in and you're releasing that, you know, when you go to grief and fear, when you're feeling the shame and guilt, you know that you're going back. And what's at the top here? Love, reason, acceptance, willingness, neutrality, courage. You want to go more towards them things. Now, Natalie, you are a perfect example of this, because today you let go of the ego, you let go of the fear, you focused on your desire, which is above fear, and you had the willingness to put it out there. And look at the response that you got. Like, you have a gift. We have so many gifts. We are all so incredible. There is no one like you on this earth. You are the only you. Your story matters. Everything that you've gone through has got you to where you are today, and it is going to help you help someone get out of where they are today, just by you sharing your information, your knowledge, your energy, your gift. If you feel like you do not have a purpose, believe me when I tell you, everyone on this earth has a purpose. And I think that for me, the major thing that's helped me shift is focusing on what is helpful. And that intention of just letting go on a daily basis, it is a decision to have faith in yourself. You can write down one thing that you're grateful for in the morning, or you can have an ice shower. So I know that's probably going to make you cringe. But you've just said at the start of this call as well, you're giving up salt, you're giving up sugar. You can make small daily habits. You do not want to try and do everything at once. Please believe me when I tell you, I've tried this, it doesn't work.
Yeah, let's do one step at a time.
Yeah.
I'm here today, no sugar, no salt. You know, come back in a couple of weeks.
But also love yourself through that process. If you have a day where you go back to your old ways, do not beat yourself up. Love is the only way that you're going to be able to grow. Yeah. Love yourself through the process. And I think that the main thing that stops us from moving forward is fear. It's fear of judgment, not being accepted by the people that we're around, and also the fear of you changing. Many of us are going through extreme ego deaths at the moment. 2020 made us face a lot of things. And things. Yeah. One thing I will say though, I truly believe that 2020 helped us focus on what we're grateful for, because a lot of us had so much in our lives that we took for granted. And now even going for a walk in the park with your friend, that is something that you can really cherish and be present in the moment. And the best thing that helps me become more aware and grow and move forward is being present. If that may be breathing exercises, if that may be meditation, taking time in my day. Tony Robbins says, if you do not have 15 minutes for yourself every day, you don't have a life. Working yourself down to the ground is not going to do you or anyone else justice. And believe me, I'm speaking from experience when I say that. And it's crazy how when you do take time for yourself, you actually have more awareness and more focus to be able to be more beneficial for the tasks that you want to succeed in. Now, there's two main things that I would really, really, really encourage for you to move up and get more to neutrality. Obviously, let's not focus on enlightenment. These are probably the monks sitting there in Bali and they're probably just, yeah. We live in the Western world. Let's not be unrealistic. Now, releasing attachments, if that may be to food, if it may be to bad habits, it's such a way of you allowing more abundance into your life, because what you're saying is I'm sacrificing this thing that I know is not good for me to allow something else into my life. And many of us are really attached to things because we don't believe that the outcome is going to come about. But believe me when I tell you that the level that you can let go, the more abundance will flow into your life. And if you focus on your passion and what fuels your drive and your desire, you will feel more purposeful and happy in your life. Now, many of you look at me and you're like, wow, you're so happy and positive all the time. That's because I'm surrounded by people I love and I'm doing something that I love. Now, I haven't always been here. Natalie, when we started this journey, I mean, I'm going to lead it on to you a little bit because you're really great with the purpose story as well. And I know a lot of women can relate with that.
I think it's crazy when we look back at who we used to be, Charlie. Can you see me, guys? Because I've lost all of your... Oh, there you are. You've come back. So back when we first met, me and Charlie have actually known each other since we was very young. And we were the people that needed each other at that time. We was teenagers dealing with our problems the only way that we knew how to at the time. And it's really funny because me and Charlie never actually discussed what we was going through, but it was like we just knew that we needed each other on some sort of level. And we then obviously, as you do, drift apart, and then we've come back together. And it's crazy because me and Charlie, we would deal with our problems by getting a bottle of vodka, going over to Heidi Forest and getting bladdered when we were like 13, 14 years old, staying out all night, doing all-nighters, just being tearaways and running away from our problems. And now it's so funny because that's how we always, that was our release. That was our way of releasing, or that's how we thought we were releasing anyway, when really we weren't. We were just suppressing what we were feeling, covering it up by these negative behaviors because that was the only way that we knew how to deal with what we were going through at the time. And then coming back together when we got older, and we've both been on obviously our life journeys. We've both gone through different circumstances as we got older, and we both brought different lessons into each other's lives. And it's so funny because when I look back, and I'd be having a bad moment and I'd ring Charlie and I'd be like, this, and this. And normally like we'd be like, oh, let's just go out and get a drink and, you know, forget about it. Now it's like, okay, have you saged? Have you meditated? Like, how do you feel now you've done that? Like, it's such a different energy, and it's just amazing that we have these tools and we've learned these things and we've overcome those obstacles that we thought that we'd never get through. Because I do feel like another part of us staying stuck and not being able to release or let go of the things that we may be holding on to is because we're scared. We're scared of what the unknown, the future may hold. And so we stay where we are because it's comfortable. Now, our brains are trained to stop us from doing anything different, because when you go through a new situation or it's a new experience, your brain starts firing signals because it's something different and it wants to keep you safe. And so when you're trying to maybe get out of your comfort zone and do something different that you may not have done in previous lives, it can be extremely uncomfortable. And all I can say to you ladies is lean into that uncomfortable feeling, because that is where growth truly happens. And we've only really learnt this, Charlie, through the lessons that we've been learning through this Put You First community. Now, as co-founders of Put You First, we didn't even realise what we discovered, if I'm honest. We just knew that we needed something. We wanted to bring a community of women that we had in our life together. And this beautiful movement was created. And it's just incredible now, because when we do look back at the lessons that we have learned over the last, year and a half, I've been in with this community since October 2019. The growth and the lessons and the changes and everything just all together is just so beautiful. And this is why we're here today. We want to share exactly what's helped us become the people that we are. And do not get me wrong, I'm not saying that we know it all and that we've done all the work. We always say that life is a journey and it is continuous work, and it's continually, is that even a word? continually putting yourself first. And it is a choice, and it is something that you do have to have the determination and the perseverance to put yourself first every day and allow yourself to let go of what no longer serves you. And that's exactly what Charlie said. When you do let go of that, that's when you can really invite the true abundance into your life.
Oh, well said, my beautiful sister. Honestly, it's just so powerful, because I was one of them people who held on to everything. I held on to a grudge. I was such a negative person. Like Zoe, one of my best friends who's on here today, she's known me since school, and we went through a lot. And we really resonated because our energies were the same at that time. I thought I knew everything. No one could tell me nothing. My own mum didn't even look after me. So who was going to really tell me what to do? Who was going to tell me how to live my life? I had that kind of mindset. But luckily, I actually let go of that. I actually opened my heart up to an incredible woman, Heidi. And I believe me when I tell you, this woman, she honestly never, ever gave up on me. Every fear that I've ever had that I have discussed with this woman, she has helped me realize that that was actually an accomplishment. That was actually something that's going to make my life better. And it was just by letting go of the attachment, letting go of the way that I was looking at things, because how I've been taught to look at things by my mum, by my family, by my environment, and having the awareness to be open-minded about the possibilities. Now, I think this is what's so important about letting go. Letting go is letting your ego settle and trusting that abundance will come. Trusting in the divine presence that you are. As I said, I'm very spiritual, I'm not religious, but the fact that we are here on this earth and that we even exist is a miracle, ladies. Like, if you want to believe in yourself or not, that is a miracle. Now, believe in that. And as that chart said, most of us are in this fear, guilt, shame, vibration of inaction. So you're not doing anything, but you're expecting things to come into your life because everyone around you is sitting on their ass watching TV and wanting to win the lottery, pretty much. But sometimes you have to get out of your own way. And I can say that now, because the more that I get out of my own way, the more that it opens me up to a life that I never even dreamed could exist. I'm going to be real with you. I didn't even think I'd make it to 27 years old, if I'm completely honest. But I'm here today, and now I'm leading a women's empowerment community. As we said, we have not got this figured out. Anyone who tells you they've got life figured out, I'm going to say, disclaimer, they are lying. No one's got it figured out, but we're figuring it out together. And I think that's what's so beautiful about what we're doing, is we've got such a space, a safe space for you to be vulnerable, open up and connect with real authentic women. Like, this is a judgment-free zone. We accept you as you are. There is no pressure here. And we just want to open this up. This is a very interactive call. Have you been experiencing anything lately where you feel like maybe you're not believing in yourself, or you're finding it hard to let go, or you'd maybe like to ask us a question about what we do that might be able to help you? As I said, Wake Up Wednesdays, very interactive. We've got 25 minutes, ladies, and please don't all come at once. Don't be shy.
Quiet crowd today.
Quiet.
Hello.
Beautiful. How are you, Nicola? Thanks for joining us.
I'm okay, I'm good, thanks. Sorry, I'm not used to having no makeup and people see me with no makeup on.
You look beautiful, girl. Don't you worry.
No makeup either. It's all good.
How do you get past like the shame and like stuff that we've been through in the past? How do you even get past that?
Well, I can definitely help with that. So the first challenge for me in January, I noticed that forgiveness was a very, very big thing. And I chose to forgive my mum for not loving herself, for not knowing how to love herself to love me, and for passing on her lack of self-worth beliefs to me as a child. Now, this time, it was all about me. And I am getting me emotional. It was only last week that I did it as well. And I wrote myself a letter. So it was a very emotional experience. One thing that I will encourage all of you to do, letting go, you will feel. Feeling your emotions is essential to your growth. Holding on to them and suppressing them will only hurt you for longer. Lean in, feel it, don't be afraid to cry, and breathe through this process. Now, I had a picture of me when I was about 2-3 years old, and I sat it there, put on some meditation music, and I didn't do it on the day that we should have, because I was resisting it. And then I was having a conversation with myself, and I was saying to me, Charlie, you're just writing yourself a letter. All you're doing is writing a letter. Yeah. But obviously it was so much more than that, because it was going to bring up a lot of trauma. It was going to bring up a lot of memories and a lot of emotions. Now, I gave myself 2 hours. Nicola, I've got to be honest with you, it was very, very, very emotional, but I'm so grateful now because I leant in and I just literally forgave myself. I forgave myself for not knowing any better. I forgave myself for being innocent and being a child and allowing it to happen again, and also for blaming myself. I forgive myself for shaming myself. And I actually took a picture of it and I shared it with our community. But after that, I burnt it. And I burnt it and I released it and I let it go. And this
Did that make you feel better?
Yeah, it did. It really, really did. And this is something, though, that I would encourage you to do more than once.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
And everything's going to be fine. As I just said then, I felt an emotion come up. I didn't cry because I haven't got as much attachment to it. But when I was writing that letter, I cried for 2 hours. I was, you know, when you, but that's okay, because what's happening is you're releasing that vibration. So I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder 3 years ago, and I didn't even realize that I'd been living with it since the age of 4. And it just become natural to me. Many of us hold on to emotional frequencies that are unprocessed in raw form within our subconscious, in our body. So it's really important that when you are feeling emotions, even if you just sit with yourself and breathe and just hold your hands and breathe. Feel your shoulders, feel your heart, feel your fingers. And it's a great way of getting out of your head and back into your physical body. So you're bringing yourself back into alignment. It's really good to self-soothe when you can just sort of rub your arms, because obviously many of us are on our own at the moment. And if you do feel like you're alone anyway, this is a really, really great way to self-soothe. Yeah. I self-soothe with music as well. So I would just say, use your senses, make sure that you're really sort of giving yourself that time. I highly encourage you to write a letter and just say, I am forgiving myself, I am letting go, and feel the emotions, write them down, what you're feeling, write it all down, the story, everything that comes up, Nicola, write it down, and then give yourself permission to let it go. Write down, I am now giving myself permission to let this go. And if you need any more further information, even if you need someone to cry to and anything comes up, you can get my private number and I will be there for you, because
oh, thanks.
It's a powerful thing that you're even leaning in to do that. So you should be proud, massively.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We are here for you. Regardless if you're a community, we're here for you. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, thank you. I would love to follow on from what you said, Charlie, because I think that's such an important thing that you did say, that it's not just, like I said, it's a constant journey. It's not just going to be that you're going to do this once and you're going to instantly feel better. And I think, I know from past experience, for me, I want results and I want them now. And as someone in my past, I suffered with eating disorders, and I'd see someone, and body dysmorphia, I'd see someone completely different in the mirror to what I would in pictures and in my head. And for me, I was constantly holding on to a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. Again, I've been out of my abusive relationship for nearly 4 years, and yet I still held on to a hell of a lot of guilt, a hell of a lot of shame. And it is a constant process, but it is really about working through those emotions. And there's so many ways that you can do so. And I think the way that Charlie said is a really, really powerful way to do so, because when you're going through your emotions and the experiences or whatever it is that you're feeling this shame or this guilt around, when you're writing it down, you can really pick apart and ask yourself questions, and it really gets everything out. You know, when you look at something on paper and say you're feeling this emotion, and you write it down and you say, I want to release this emotion, and then you think, well, why am I feeling that emotion? Why am I feeling guilt? What makes me feel this shame? And you start to pick apart, and actually it dismantles that hierarchy of the what you really feel inside and what you believe to be true. Once you start chipping away with those questions, it really does dismantle that, and you can handle it so much better. So it is a journey. You just have to take it step by step. And I don't know you, you don't know me, but I will be here to support you every single step of the way, because no one has to do this by themselves. And I think that's another thing that's really scary, when you know that you need to change, or you know that you need to do something. And many of us know what we need to do, but we're scared to do it by ourselves, or we're scared to do it because we, like Charlie said, we feel like we've got to change, and people around us may not understand us. We are here to support you through whatever it is you're going through, with whatever it is you need. We will give you so much love, so much support, so much guidance, because you can do it. We are doing the work. Like I said, we're not done. We are doing it, and we will continue to do it. And we will be here to support you while you do exactly the same. So just do you, babes. You've got this. You are amazing, and just keep going.
Oh, listen, I'm going to say one thing though. If you are at that guilt and shame, you're at the bottom of that pyramid, yeah? It might feel like a daunting position to be in. But listen, you've got a beautiful, beautiful journey that you get to now go on, and you get to choose and take back your power and align yourself in the direction that you want to go. And that is amazing. It's amazing.
And the only way is up, ladies. The only way is up.
Yeah, and you get to actually say, oh my God, I've got a big wide world that I can go out and do whatever I dream of. Now, what do I want to do? And listen, I know, as I said, it's one step at a time. If I can be the example to prove to you that you can do it, because I have done it. I've done it. And everything that you tell us is confidential. If you want to speak to me on a one-to-one basis, that is fine. I'll be there for you, because I've been where you are. And once I never had someone there for me like that. I can be that person for you. I truly believe that's why we are on this earth.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having
Yes, thank you.
To share. Oh, Gwen.
Send you so much love.
Can we all give her some love, ladies?
Thank you.
Oh, thank Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions or anything that they'd like to open with the space? We welcome you.
I want to say something. I want to say something about emotions, because me personally, I'm a very emotional person. And I always suppress them. I suppress my emotions. Not even the good ones sometimes. Because you don't feel like, oh, you are good enough to feel good. But the important thing here about emotions is like, we need to accept them, accept the bad, the good, because it's part of being human. And don't have the resistance, because it's okay not feeling well. Just feel it. That, when we're talking, feel the emotion and release it. And even if you need to cry, I'll cry a lot for the same like Charlie. I was, diagnosed for post-traumatic stress disorder, not only for my breakup from my ex, also been in a very negative relationship and very abusive, but also for my childhood. This is something I carry all my life, and the only thing I did is repress and repress and repress the emotions. And it's the best thing of liberating all of this is like accept them, cry, and see like when you let things go, good things can come in, definitely. And we feel that, and in the long run, everyone is the same. We are human beings, and we feel the same. Then yeah, that's what I want to say.
I love you so much, honestly. Maria, you inspire me. I mean, our journey's been an epic one so far already, and your growth, and even just knowing the struggles that you were going through when we met. Ladies, we met in an event in King's Cross, in a hotel. We'd never met before. We went to an event. We just really got on well, and we never see each other again. Then 4 weeks later, I was going to an event in Canada, booked a flight on my own. I've got on the plane. She's seen my shirt. She's gone, oh my God, I love your shirt. We've looked at each other, realised, oh my God, gave her a big cuddle. We're walking down the aisle with the plane. We're sitting next to each other on the plane. If that is not the synchronicity of the universe saying, like, divine time, we didn't book the flight together. We're going to Canada. Like, we lived in different places. We didn't even book on the same day, but the universe put us on the plane together. And it was such an amazing 8-hour journey. And we just literally opened up our souls to each other. And the journeys that we've been on, like Maria's from Spain. And I mean, there was so many synchronicities, wasn't there? So many emotions. And believe me when I tell you, no one has the right to judge you. No one has the right to shame you. Only you can make yourself feel a way by personalizing the way that other people are treating you. And also, stop blaming other people for making you feel a certain way. And I'm speaking to myself when I say this, because everyone has a bad day. No one's perfect, and everyone's going through their own emotional trauma. If we can learn to observe, let go, and not take things so personally in the present moment, then we can learn how to really be alive and connect on such a deeper level, because we are so much more than what we see. And I'm just blessed to even have this community, have this space where we can speak about things like this, because I don't know any other places that we can speak like this. I don't know any other people that really understand and want to grow and want to evolve and want to connect on that deep level. I think that we've all got so many inspirational stories that make us so unique. And if we just realize our worth, then we can make such a positive change in our lives and be able to be better services to everyone. And I think that's the main importance of letting go. As you said, Maria, it opens up so much light into your life. It really, really, really does. I love you.
I'd love to add a note on to the end of that, because when you're talking about your emotions and your feelings, Maria, I think it's really important that we make this point that all of our emotions are valid. If you're going through a situation or an experience and you're feeling guilt and you're feeling shame, it is okay to feel those feelings. What is not okay is for you to allow yourself to sit in that vibration and not attempt to do anything to get yourself out of it, because that is when things aren't going to move. That is when you feel stagnant. That is when you feel stuck. And that is when you end up actually making yourself a hell of a lot worse. And so it is totally okay to feel guilt, to feel shame, but it's about transcending those emotions, releasing them so that you can really move into a vibration where you can accept yourself. But the first point of acceptance is really accepting that you are a feeling human being and all of your emotions are completely valid. So please don't beat yourself up. And I say that from my personal experience. I feel like sometimes I'm on this really good positive journey and I've got such a different mindset from what I used to. So now that I am this positive person, when I have a bad day, sometimes I can really beat myself up about it. And I'm like, well, why are you feeling like this? You've got nothing to be like this for, or you're being really ungrateful for what you do have. But we just need to be kind to ourselves, honor our emotions, honor our feelings, because that is the only way when we look inwards that we can really redirect that light and shine it back out and really light up the rest of the world. So accept yourself, love yourself, ladies. And yeah, just, we're doing it. We're doing the work. We're doing it.
Oh my God, it's mad because I was literally researching letting go today and it literally says focus on your passion. That's all we need to do is focus on our passion, focus on what makes us feel good, focus on what really enlightens your soul. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, your outside world is a reflection of your inner world. You can't change, the only thing that we can control on this earth is us. So focus on you, take back your power, take back control. And if there's anything that we can do, any questions that you need answers to and you feel like you can't answer them and you need us to help you, we can't do it for you. I wish I could let go of all of your problems for you, but there is no one that can do that other than you. When you realize that, you understand the power of yourself. And I think that's when we really, really unlock the magic, because we realize that, okay, I've been holding on to this, but rather than me hating myself about it, I've got the power to let go. So it's the choice of either having faith in yourself or not. You make choices every single day. Anyway, that's what we're here for. Has anyone else got any more questions or anything that they'd like to say? I'll see you down there. Said hello to you, Eva. Hey, Mel.
Hey, beautiful girl.
Hey, you're Poochie. Have you got a dog with you?
I think it's a cat. Where's she gone?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. That's my cat. I've got a question.
Go for it, girl.
How do you cope, or how do you think of having the unknown, like the fear of unknown, what the future holds?
Go
for
like,
it. For instance, so like, how my thing is what, like, money. How am I going to afford a house? How am I going to keep it running? How this, how that, blah, 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 blah.
So this is where you need to work through your belief system. So it's all about working through why you have these fears. So you need to sit down. So for example, you just said you've got a fear around money. How am I going to pay for this? You need to sit there and really work through those belief systems. Charlie, I'm going to pass this over to you because I know full well that you have been doing a hell of a lot of this work recently because you obviously had to do all this. So please take it away, share.
I'd love to share. And one word that you kept saying, how. Ladies, if we knew the how, we would already be doing it. Let go of the how. It does not serve us. Trust and surrender and have faith in yourself. Now, a lot of the reasons why we are not in the financial stability that we wish that we was is really due to our self-worth. Feeling that we are not worthy of being paid, feeling like our skills are not valued. Really working on your self-worth and understanding that money is an exchange of appreciation. It's a way that allows you to understand that there is so many different ways that you can make money. It's 2021 at the end of the day. You can have a job, you can have a part-time job, you can even go around and wash people's cars at the minute. There's no local things open. You can walk dogs. There's so many different ways of making money, but let go of the how and trust and lean into your self-worth. So if you're focusing on your passion, now I've had many conversations with you now as well about your job. I've actually had a couple of conversations with women on the call today about their jobs. And many of us are in positions where we feel like we're not valued. and we don't enjoy our job. We wake up and we dread going to work. Some of us are lucky that we don't feel like that, but unfortunately others are in that position. Silvana, you can also add to this. But remember, it's about taking action. It's about you focusing on what you want. Now, if you want to get out of a negative situation, the best way to stay in that is to focus on what you're going through. Yeah, because that's not going to help you get out of it. But if you can understand, okay, even if you focus on what you don't want and then choose the opposite, write it down. It gives you an awareness to expand your mind and to ask different questions. Yeah. So if you're in a job right now, I know you're working at a nursery, aren't you, Mel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still there. Yeah.
Look at your skills. There's so many different skills that you have. Put the CV out there. Talk to your friends. Go out there and ask the questions. Put yourself out there. Take action. But remember, if you're in that feeling of fear, shame, and guilt, if you're at that low vibration of the level of consciousness, you're inactive. You want change, but you're not doing anything about it. So it's actually taking your power back and actually saying to myself, okay, maybe the reason why nothing's changed is because I'm not doing anything about it. And that is the light bulb moment where you go, okay, now what steps can I take forward? And who can I ask to help me if I don't know how to do it? Now, I am happy to help you with that. Even if you want me to ramp up your CV, being 4 years in recruitment, I can definitely do that. I don't enjoy it, but I will help you. Any way I can help you, I will do that. But you have to take action. And if you are taking action, if you are actually focusing on moving forward and you are passionate about what you're doing and you're being active towards making decisions, then you do not have time to worry about what isn't going to work.
Right, yeah. Thank you.
For 6 hours and you're worrying, oh my God, how am I going to pay for these things? Let's do something. And you know what I'm like. At the end of the day, if you come to me with a problem, ladies, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. If you come to me with a problem, I'm going to kick you up the arse to do something about it. So, make sure you're ready.
It works.
I will help you with that. I will, and I know we're going through a global pandemic. Just surrender that, because there are so many jobs out there. You are skilled and you are so beautiful and you are so young. You do not need to worry about.
Are you?
I know, girl. But you don't need to worry about all these things. You just need to trust and surrender and just keep taking action. Keep taking action, and we've got you. Does that help?
And release all of those limiting thoughts, those feelings, those all of the things that you're holding on to that are really holding you back. Let it go.
Let it
go.
Goodbye.
Does that help?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Yeah.
You're so welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
A couple more minutes if you ladies want to open it up to space or anything, or give us any feedback. We're open for feedback.
You're amazing.
Hey, Silvana, I see that you.
We can't hear you, Silvana. There we go.
Hey, beautiful.
Yeah, that's one. So yeah, this morning it's really important what you were saying about changing your habits, and with the 5 a.m. thing this morning, because when I was at work, I went to bed at 12, but I still woke up at 5, and it really did make a difference. Because even when those weird negative things were sort of happening around me, I didn't react, I didn't dwell, I didn't get stressed. And it's just that time for yourself. It's like, 15 minutes of meditating, 10 minutes of reading a book, and then when I had to get up and do what I needed to do, was in that job that maybe didn't serve me or did serve me at that time, it was okay, because I'd allowed myself that time, and it sort of moved me forward in a positive way. So I think that was really important, just to start the day in that way. And then even when I got back this afternoon, had a bath, took
another 10 minutes to myself, and I set my timer during the cold showers, and I went over the timer and carried on. And yeah, I got out, and I felt quite uplifted. It was really quite strange, but yeah, it worked. And just simple little habits change things, make you get out of your own way. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a good crazy, but crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, your growth in the last couple of weeks, Silvana, I'm so blessed that you've come back into my life. And I'm sorry that you had to go through such a challenging time for that to happen. But I mean, the way that you've just taken back your power, I'm so proud of you. I love you to bits. And I'm so grateful that you're now
I think I thought if I could go through all that pain, then I can give myself something back and create the habit, even if it was unpleasant to take that shower. I know I can do it because I've managed to put that much pain in my life, so this should be easy.
So proud. So proud.
Oh, ladies, I just wanted to add as well. So we do have a workshop this Sunday, 4 p.m, The Power of Consistency. If you want to join, get in touch with the woman who brought you on the call. And we do have the next Put You First challenge, which takes place on the 7th of March. Now, I've got personally 6 spaces available for my buddy system. There is only one of me, so I want to make sure I'm giving it the accountability as I can. But please reach out to the lady that brought you to the call if you would love to join. But thank you. Just thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for sharing this space, for sharing your heart, for sharing your evening, and for just saying yes and putting yourself first, ladies. This is what it's about. This is what we created Put You First for, and this is what we'll continue to do. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Love you, ladies.
Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Keep going, keep growing, and keep growing.
Keep growing.
Love you, Queen.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.